Hi, my name's Belinda Watt. I'm head of the fashion department at Whitecliff College of Arts and Design in Auckland, New Zealand. Last year I applied for a Prime Minister's Scholarship for Asia to take 14 students to India on a textile craft artisan immersion trip and 2 sustainable design collaborations with fashion students from Jaipur and from New Delhi. Some of the students who went away are also involved in Project Matatika, a sustainable fashion project that is an initiative of Seed to Self. And some of these students will talk today about their experiences in India and how this has impacted on their project. So for Project Matatika, they look at the value chain of all the fabrics that they source, making sure that everything has been sourced ethically and sustainably. Some students use natural dyeing, some students use dead stock fabrics, so that's using up designer waste and instead of purchasing new fabrics. So I'll hand it over now to the students to have a little talk about what they've been inspired by during their trip to India and also what they're incorporating into their collections.
Hi, my name is Sophie Skelly. I'm a 4th year fashion student at Whitecliff. I was also one of the students that went to India in March. One thing that really inspired me was we did a collaboration with Pearl Academy with their students here, and one of the tasks that we had was we worked with their mother's old saris, and I thought it was beautiful to see how they treasured it so much, and it still is lasting to this day. It's all hand made with block printed or hand woven, so I really wanted to bring back within my collection the aspect of longevity, giving garments that the luxury of using beautiful fabrics as well, to give it that durable aspect, as well as instead of creating a collection that is just throwaway trends, I've looked at creating a wardrobe that has versatile pieces that you can wear it throughout the seasons, and that it will be paired with different garments to give it also that idea that it can survive and last a long time.
So I'm Bianca Jones. I was also one of the students that went to India on the Prime Minister's Scholarship for Asia trip. Before I went, in my previous years at Whitecliff, I've already employed a really strong sustainability ethos, but that was definitely really reinforced on the trip to India, and I was able to source lots of really great naturally dyed, organic, non-GMO materials for my collection this year, including indigo dyed fabrics and really nice denims. I have lots of different techniques that I use in my design practice to make my garments sustainable, from using those ethical and sustainable materials to using dead stock to repurposing scraps and handloom woven pieces that I make. And I also have a really strong base in handcraft, such as that weaving and embroidery and my own natural dyeing processes. I also am really invested in making garments that last a really long time and that the customer can and the wearer can develop a really strong emotional relationship with and care for the garment for a really long time. So yeah.
I'm Catherine, I'm a 4th year student, and I also went to India and I'm participating in Seed to Self Matatika. The origins of my research throughout my collection this year have really come from a historical perspective, sort of looking at 18th century projections of wealth and status and luxury, and I'm really trying to pull that and focus on that in a contemporary context. So for me, moving forward in the fashion industry, I think there's a real shift in terms of what luxury is and how important it is to sort of move forward in a sustainable manner. Like, I don't think we can continue the way we do. So that's sort of how I look at a contemporary collection. And I think for me, you know, being a part of Sea to South Matatika has really, as Bianca said, made you accountable. I think it's so easy to just buy a product, buy a button, buy thread or a fabric without thinking about it. But Sea to South Matatika has really made me think about every single thing that I purchase and research for alternative things if there's nothing I can find that seems sustainable. So it's really sort of broadened my perspective of what is available, what's out there, what alternatives there are. I think that's.
Thank you.
My name is Aaron Marshall. I'm a 4th year student at Whitecliffe. I also went on the India trip. And my practice is based around commerciality. So basically, I am aiming to form my own brand within a couple of years' time, with a sustainable ethos, but still with a marketable aesthetic. So I'm sort of cornering the market in a sense that people who don't necessarily want a garment that looks sustainable or has that sustainable image outwardly, but they still care about where their garments come from, the production process, that sort of thing.
Okay, hi, my name is Sheena Tauranga, and I'm also a 4th year student here at Wycliffe. And for my collection this year, firstly for my research, I'm doing my collection's more inspired by my culture. So I'm looking into more handcrafts. So for example, a lot of weaving and hand cut techniques, and also a lot of knot tying techniques from my culture. Last week I had the opportunity to go to the Auckland Museum and have a look in the archives and see some clothing from back in the 1700s from my culture. So for me that was a pretty exciting opportunity in regards to sustainability. So in my collection, like I said, I've decided to incorporate some of those ideas, and for me, Sea to South means just being conscious of the fabrics and some of the threads and all those kind of things I've been sourcing. So for my fabrics, I've sourced a lot of dead stock, and I've also had the opportunity to buy some organic denim from India as well. And just recently, last week, I've been doing some internship at Charles Parsons, and they've given me quite a bit of scrap fabrics to use. So just all those things has kind of all come together, and I'm just trying to think about ways how to incorporate all those things into my collection. So yeah, that's been pretty exciting.
So the students have been talking about how Sea to South Matatika has added value to their sustainable practice at Wycliffe. And I think what it does for them is it provides a framework for them to put their sustainable practice within. One of the requirements of the project is that they provide evidence of their value chain. And so this makes them think about all those things as they've mentioned, like choosing buttons, choosing threads. And some students have been able to source sustainable trims and some haven't, but in the project we acknowledge that students can't necessarily be 100% sustainable or ethical, but they make their best effort to still design their collection without compromising their design and work towards a sustainable and ethical outcome. And I think one of the things that's probably become most important for everyone is actually that it's ethical. Because if it's ethical, we know that workers along the value chain have been treated fairly, and that the planet has probably been treated fairly. And so that is what I think has become equally as important as it being sustainable.